Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all exceedingly well. Coming at you from a rather sort of overcast London summertime day on a Friday. But yeah, that's it's not something that's going to get us down. I had my first evening back at Jiu-Jitsu last night, which was fantastic, and I'm feeling very energized today. So yeah, it could be quite a good call. Okay, so let's get into it. The stock tickers we're looking at the moment, GOLD is the first one. We've got a downward trending resistance line here. Now, obviously, this is Rand Gold. Uh, um, Resources. Okay, so you've got a downward trending resistance line, which, according to the Buffalo stock, yep, that's fine, fair enough. However, the thing is, I would way rather, that you actually stay away from stocks that are linked to any commodities at all. And obviously, this stock is linked to a commodity, okay, which is obviously gold. So be very, very aware of that, because obviously it can be influenced. The additional influences can be including the actual price of gold there as well. So just a little bit of a tip for you on that. Then we had FN, Foxtrot November, with some support at around about the $13 mark. Okay, which is pretty straightforward. I'm concerned about this gap here. Obviously there was a market move, a pretty significant market move yesterday. I don't like trading a stock at gaps over, as it comes up to the support or resistance line, because normally what you find is this stock will have orders ready to go here, because people have seen support at around about the $13 mark. Therefore they would have entered in orders. The orders will all get hit as they're down here, but then what you can find a lot of the time is the stock actually continues going down, so I tend to stay away from those. Then we have AIV, which is an upward trending stock. Bounce, bounce, bounce. A pretty heavy sell-off over the last 2 days. Possibly not the best entry point you could get there, because it's a pretty big day. Therefore, obviously, if you're using your stop order to get in 1% above the high here, 1% below the low here, then you potentially could have a situation where you're risking a hell of a lot. So I'd be a little bit aware of that, a little bit concerned. Then we have AIV. What's after AIV? MCF. Which is one we've been looking at for a while. MCF. Was that one? Or was it MCN? MCF. Okay. So we got some support around about this mark there, around about the 36.50 mark. I do felt it's broken a little bit here though. Again, that is going to be your lowest point there. So yeah, make of that was what you will. MCF. Then we had RE, Romeo Echo. Also, that is linked to oil and gas, so be aware of that. Romeo Echo, it's another commodity. Upward trending stock, upward trending support line. Again, a gap down on the action from yesterday. It has put in a doji, but again, a little bit of a gap there. Yeah, the upward trending stocks I'm not so concerned about with the gapping as I am with the horizontal ones, because obviously you do have that additional momentum behind you, and obviously you are going to use a stop order on that trade if you were going to trade it. So not that concerned, but ideally I'd prefer it without a gap. Then we have Charlie Lima. Again, an upward trending support line. See how a lot of these stocks have been hit by that that gap down. Okay, so again, upward trending, a little bit of a gap. Not overly concerning though. Ratios are going to be important on that. We have HRS, Hotel Romeo Sierra. Some area of resistance around about honestly, why do they make these things white? Okay, so then we have 50.50, so as a resistance line. Probably trade's already gone, but if it should come back up, there might be an option for a limit order there. Then we have Romeo Hotel Tango. An area of support around about 47.50. It's been a pretty aggressive drop off, but it pulled back a little bit yesterday, even in the wake of what happened. So that could set up there nicely if it comes down to the support line. Be aware, obviously, of this is going to have to be your stop order and your stop loss unless it goes lower on this side. Okay, so just be aware of that. But yeah, then we have BRLI, Bravo Romeo Lima India, line of resistance round about that area there. Possibly could take it a little bit lower, but again, I'm only seeing, I guess you can call that 1-2 bounces, and this is coming up to the third bounce, but ideally I'd want more defined bounces in a wider time frame. So if this had to come up to that resistance line, then I'd be all over it. 31.2, around about that area there. Okay, so then we had DGI, Delta Golf India. Again, an upward trending support line here. Bounce, 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 bounce. The resistance line around about 30 seems to be holding, but still, if you can get a good ratio on there, then it's still got your 10% on there. ACPW. Have an upward trending support line here. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, a little bit of a small stock, but not untradeable. Then we have TDG, Tango Delta Golf. Upward trending support, bounce, 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 bounce. A little bit of a gap down yesterday. It looks like a little bit of a messy stock. You see how it moves quite significantly here. That's a sign of a stock that doesn't really have a great sense of itself. I mean, look at that. And that was an up day, and it went all the way down, then came all the way back up again. So probably quite a... This is the trading equivalent of the super roller coaster. You can make a lot of money in a very short amount of time, but you can also risk a hell of a lot. So I hope that's been helpful to you folks, giving you some insights there as well. Have a great weekend, and I will speak with you next week. All the very best. Bye-bye.